शाकया
तत्सर्वमिदं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदाकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपसग्रजातं सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं
कृष्ण चैतन्य देवम
कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं
श्री राधा
श्रीराधाकृष्णपादं
कृष्ण
सहगण
ललिता
श्री
श्री
विशाखान्वितांश्च
वैशाखान्वितांश्च
हे कृष्ण
श्री कृष्ण
करुणा
करुणा
सिंधु
सिंधु
दीनबंधु
दीनबंधु
जगत्पते
जगत्पते
गोपेश
गोपेश गोपिका
गोपिकान्त
कांत राधा
राधाकान्त
कांत
नमोस्तुते
नमोस्तुते
तप्त
तप्त
कांचन
गौरांगी
गौरांगी
राधे
राधे
वृंदावनेश्वरी
वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते
वृषभानुसुते
देवी
देवी
प्रणमामि
प्रणमामि हरि
हरिप्रिये
प्रिये
वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च
वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च
कृपा
कृपा
सिन्धुभ्येव च
सिन्धुभ्येव च
पतितानां
पतितानां
पावनेभ्यो
पावनेभ्यो
वैष्णवेभ्यो
वैष्णवेभ्यो
नमो
नमो
नमः।
नमः।
जय
जय
श्री
श्री कृष्ण
चैतन्य चैतन्य
चैतन्य प्रभु
नित्यानंद
नित्यानंद
श्री
द्वैत
अद्वैत
गदाधर
गदाधर
शिवासादि
शिवासादि
गौर
गौरभक्तवृंद
भक्तवृंद
हरे
हरे
कृष्णा
कृष्णा
हरे
हरे
कृष्णा
कृष्णा
कृष्ण
कृष्ण
कृष्णा
कृष्णा
हरे
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 राम
हरे
राम
राम राम
राम
राम
हरे
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 कृष्णा
कृष्णा
कृष्ण
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 हरे
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 हरे राम राम
राम
राम
हरे
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 हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा
कृष्ण
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 कृष्णा
हरे
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 हरे राम
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 हरे
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 हरे नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं
नारायण
नरोत्तमं
नरोत्तमं
देवीं
देवीं
नरोत्तमं
सरस्वतीं
देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं
ततो जयमुदीरये
जयमुदीरये
नष्टप्रायेषु
नष्टप्रायेषु
अभद्रेषु
अभद्रेषु
भागवतसेवया
भगवतसेवया भागवतोत्तम
भगवत्युत्तमश्लोके
श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति
भवति
नैष्ठिकी
नैष्ठिकी कृष्णाय
वासुदेवाय
वासुदेवाय
देवकी
देवकी
नन्दनाय च
नन्दनाय च
नन्दगोपकुमाराय
गोविन्दाय
गोविन्दाय
नमो
नमो
नमः
नमः। ॐ
ॐ
नमो
नमो भगवते
भगवते
वासुदेवाय
वासुदेवाय
ॐ
ॐ
नमो
नमो
भगवते
भगवते
वासुदेवाय
वासुदेवाय
ॐ नमो
ॐ नमो
भगवते
भगवते
वासुदेवाय
वासुदेवाय।
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Prabhu, you can just remove your sharing for a moment. Yeah. Hare Krishna. As I said, those who want to able to show your lotus faces, I will love to have the association. All right. Quickly, let's do a recap of what we did last week. So we are in which chapter?
5.
5. What is 5?
Oh, Narad's instruction from the Srimad
I want the
Bhagavatam.
title. Narada's instruction to?
Instruction from the Srimad Bhagavatam.
Okay, on the Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay. So we started with the previous pastime. Narada Muni is narrating his previous life's pastimes to Vyasadeva, right? So he said he was born as a son to a maid servant, and then he talks about how he progressed in bhakti. So he talked about the 14 stages of bhakti, which we already discussed in the second chapter, right? So first he felt that he's got the costless mercy of the devotee. So that is Satam Kripa. So Kripa means mercy. So he got Satam means devotees. So he got the mercy of devotees. And then what did he do? What did Narada Muni, I mean the son of the maidservant, do? He did service to those people. So that's the next level. He did service to these
Mahaseva.
devotees. Mahad Seva, yes. Seva means service, Mahad, so the sages, the Mahad, great Mahatmas. And then through that, what he developed the Shraddha, the faith,
Faith.
right? He
Shraddha.
developed the faith by serving the devotees. And then he also took the shelter of those
Guru
devotees,
Pradashya.
Guru Padashriya. So he took shelter of this gurus. And then he had the eagerness to worship, right? He took up the eagerness based on whatever he heard from them. He took up the eagerness to worship. And then gradually the bhakti developed in him. And then once the bhakti develops, what happens then is anarthas. So as you become purity, the purity comes into it, all your anarthas try to go away. So yeah, anarthas disappears. And then once the anartha disappears, he became very steady in bhakti. So that's why unless we come to the stage of steadiness, one should not be trying to sail on different boats. So even when the neophyte people, when we just start, we are in the faith, want to develop faith, we try to find here, there, and go, and different knowledge we try to get, and we become confused. We are lost. Actually, you will get lost in this birth and next birth. So unless you come to this stage of nishtha, you should concentrate on one thing. It's not necessary even after this stage you go across this. Prabhupada has given us empty number of things for us to read, study and understand and develop our knowledge. So we can be on the path. But still there are people, they wants to get some knowledge. That's good. You can acquire that. But then you have to be steady in our main path. That's to understand the other things. But until then, you should not be going. Even other philosophies, very difficult. It would put us into troublesome process it will become. So once after the Nishtha stage, he then comes what happens? You get the taste, Ruchi, right?
Ruchi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Ruchi in what?
Bhakti,
In Krishna's name.
Yes, just the name.
Ruchi in listening, hearing, and
Yeah,
chanting.
hearing, chanting,
Chanting.
worshipping, remembering, all the devotional practice, you get taste in that. First is chanting, right? Then asakti. Then once you get the ruchi, then your ashakti means what?
Material. Asakti,
Attachment.
attachment to
Attachment. Actually,
Attachment.
ashakti has two meaning. One is very ashakti means detachment actually. Ashakti means attachment. So the same word, if you put a dash above a, it becomes a big a. So that is attachment. If there is just asakti means detachment, right? So here it's talking about the big A, ashakti. So attachment to what?
attachment to Krishna.
Krishna.
Attachment to Krishna, all this process, entire
Mm.
process, yes. Attachment to Krishna, firmly attached. So then he get the Rati. Rati, what is the other name of Rati?
Bhav.
Prem.
Bhava, exactly. The preliminary ecstasy of the Lord. So Bhava stage he comes, and then the ultimate stage is the Prema. He gets the love
Prema.
of God. Yeah, and final love of God. So in the 14th stage, there are few more things like darshanam. He sees the Lord. So that we will be seeing in the next chapter actually. How Narada Muni sees the Lord, the darshanam of that, the vision he has. And then Harir Maudurya Anubhava. So Hari, to get the loving, blissful experience of the Lord. So the direct experience of the Lord you get. So these 14 stages he is trying to explain. So that's what we saw last week. And then he talked about the process of karma yoga, right? And before that, we also had about the Narada's qualities. How did the sages, the Bhakti Vedantas bestowed on him all this confidential knowledge? How did they give up all this? These are all the most confidential knowledge, and they are giving to a 5 years old boy. Just think of that. Just see what is the conscious level of that boy. And some great sages are discussing topic which are supposed to be very confidential in nature. to a 5-year ball. So they got the confidence in him, and then they are bestowing that. So the sages were very kind, and he got this knowledge. Then Narada Muni is trying to tell about the process of karma yoga. This is where last time I asked the question of what is karma, jnana. There were different discussion and went on.
Karma yoga and bhakti yoga.
Mhm. Yeah. So the 36th verse. So 34th verse defines what is a karma yoga. So it says man's activities are dedicated to the service of the Lord. Simple understanding of that. And the 35th verse defines what is bhakti. So work done for the satisfaction of the mission of the Lord is called bhakti yoga or transcendental loving. This is one form of definition of jnana and bhakti. Right. So I just thought I will quickly tell you the yoga ladder. I know it might go into all questions or any questions, please note down. I'm not going to take any questions now, or else, it will cut into that. Just message me or put on the chat. We can take it up later. Okay. So I'll just share a picture. Okay. Can you see my screen? Pictures
No.
there or no?
No. Yeah, it came now.
It came now. Okay.
Disappear again.
Disappeared. Yes, yeah. You can see it, or I will make it bigger. Can you see that?
Yeah, bigger.
Yes.
All right. So this is considered to be the yoga ladder. So generally, people who are activities are something like an animal life. Right? What is animal life?
Not
Eating, mating, and defending.
Yeah, driven by instinct.
Okay.
Not following for regulative principle.
That's the very high level. Animals, what do you go tell animals? You have to follow a regulative principle. Yeah, that's a good point, but yeah. So actually we termed a word term called seed, right? Sleeping, eating,
Depend.
enjoying, and defending.
Yeah.
Just remember that. Just remember seed, animal. Sleeping, eating, enjoying or mating, and defending. So the seed, so everyone is after seed. So in fact, the whole world is also after seed. I tell my other class also, if you see any advertisement, any marketing, anything which is trying to attract our senses will be on these four factors. Just tomorrow, from tomorrow onwards, start seeing any sales, advertisement, anything. It will be on any one of these. It will all come under these four categories, right? So the animal cannot go beyond it. So if we are also doing that, we are coming under the category of the animal life. Okay. And the next level, that means it's an unregulated sense gratification. So the world is full of sense objects. They are trying to attract us. So if we are going for it, then we are nothing but an animal. The next level is regulating our senses. That is through the process of various ritualistic process. So you use Vedas, you become, get into karma kanda, you want to do things for your own material benefit, but you are following as per the Vedic philosophies. Right? So that comes under karma kanda. The other term for those people are also called as karmis. Right? Karma is after that. And the yoga process starts above that. So these are the basic line. Even karmis are just doing the ritualistic process just for the material desires, material satisfaction for their own. So someone wants to get a chief minister position, someone wants to get a heavenly planet, someone wants to get anything, you want to get a, maybe they got all female child, they want to get a male child, they do a ritualistic thing for that. All these things comes under karma kanda. And next level is the karma yoga, and these are the top more: karma yoga, jnana yoga, dhyana yoga, and bhakti yoga, right? So what is karma yoga? So we can say all these four levels are transcendentalist, right? They have transcended something, from material desire. So karma yoga, there are two types of karma yoga. One is called sakama karma yoga and is nishtama karma yoga. So the sakama karma yoga is actually something like the karma kandis, the karmis. They are sakama means material desires. Because they are doing yoga means they are doing some ritualistic program, to get that. So that's the connection, probably with Lord Vishnu, or probably with yajna means for Vishnu only, but they may do for demigods, right? Mostly all the yajnas, but ultimate beneficiary is Vishnu. He is a Yagneshwara. And then the karma yoga is nishkama karma. Nishkama means, kama means desire, nish means without any desire. So that means you are attached to the work, but you are not interested in the result of that. Okay. You may not be interested in the result. You may offer the result also to the Lord. So that's the nishkama. So you are interested in the work, but not the result. So you renunciate the fruits, but not the work. So your attraction is towards the work. And the next level is, once you start in this nishkama karma yoga, and the next level of the ladder is jnana yoga. So here both the work and the fruits both are renunciated. So next level, but you are more attracted to the knowledge, jnanis. You are more interested in the knowledge. And the next level is dhyana yoga, right? Dhyana yoga is what? Meditation basically is focus. We know that eight limbs of jnana yoga: yama, niyama, up to samadhi stage. Not getting into details. Bhagavad Gita 6th chapter deals with it fully. And then the highest level is the bhakti yoga, right? So just one second. So what is the position, destination of a person in a jnana yoga? What happens? What is his ultimate result?
Brahman.
Brahman. Yes, correct. And for a person in dhyana yoga?
Paramatma.
Paramatma.
Paramatma. And what about karma yoga?
Bhagavan.
Heavenly planets.
Heavenly planets.
Karma yoga is heavenly planets. He's transcendentalist, I'm talking. Because
Transcendental.
once you come into a transcendent, it's a nishkama karma. I said karma kandis are heavenly planets. Okay.
Maybe they'll get another birth as human.
No, karma yogis, no, they can either, they once it's a nishkama karma yoga, the jnana already comes. So they may either be at the Brahman level, or they can also become a Bhagavan level. In fact, if you see in Bhagavad Gita, first few chapters in that purport, Prabhupada would have written karma yoga or bhakti yoga. If you go through this purport, you will see both karma and bhakti, he says, because that the karma starts and then bhakti comes. I will tell that because we are discussing on that only. Karma, bhakti, mishra, karma, and bhakti, mishra, jnana. That's what we read. Verse number 35 and 36. It's related to that. So we will come into detail. First understand. So this destination is Karma Yoga can either lead to Brahman level or to Bhagavan level. This depends on where they grow from Karma to Jnana. Right. So sometimes after Jnana, what happens? They might get lost. So Brahman level and they get into the process of Mayavadi philosophies and they may get lost there. Whereas Dhyana Yoga, okay, meditation, Paramatma level. Dhyarayas, actually I'm doing the second canto now. So there it talks about, two types of dhyanis. Dharanasya, what type of meditation they do. They can do on Virat Rupa and they can do on Paramatma level. So those who are attached to material things still, even though they are entered into yogi, but still attached, they have to do the dhyana of the Virat Rupa. And then those who are unattached to any material thing, so they do the dhyana over Paramatma, the four-handed form of the Lord. And the Bhakti Yoga is Bhagavan, right? So that means meditation. So there will be a work, but the work itself is Bhakti. All right. Oh, just 1 second. Yeah. So why I am discussing this now is because in 35 and 36, Narada Muni talks about Bhakti Mishra Karma leads to Bhakti Mishra Jnana. Mishra means what?
Mixed.
Mixed. So Bhakti Mishra Karma. So there are broadly, if you can take, there are three types of Bhakti. Broadly, you can classify Bhakti under three categories. One is Kevala Bhakti. Next is Gunina Bhuta Bhakti. And the third is Pradhana Bhuta Bhakti. So Kevala Bhakti means is the pure devotion. So that is Anni Abhilashita Sunyam. This is one of the verses in the Nectar of Devotion. So there is no other desire. Yes. And even in sorry, Mataji, you were telling the verse?
I didn't know this thing was on. The speaker
Okay,
was
okay, okay. Yeah, that's fine. You want to tell the verse? You can tell.
Anya Abhilashita Shunyam Jnana Karmadi Anavritam. And then I was trying to recollect what was the second line.
Anukulyasya.
Anukullena.
शीलना Bhaktiruttama.
Wonderful. Yes.
Yeah.
So that's the verse from definition of what is bhakti, devotion. From Nectar of Devotion by Srila Rupa Goswami. And even in Srimad Bhagavatam, we have seen, right? 1.2.6. What is that verse talking about?
Chaitanya Charitamrita also is there, Prabhuji.
Yeah, no, first let's see Bhagavatam and then you can tell about Chaitanya Charitamrita. 1.2.6. The two words I'm looking for.
Parodharma.
Yeah, Parodharma is the devotion, Bhakti is service.
Ahetukiya Pratihata.
Yes. What is Ayetuki?
Causeless. And
Unmotivated.
uninterrupted.
Unmotivated. Ayetuki means unmotivated or unalloyed. Unmotivated means you're not doing something, something for your desire. You're not motivated to do something. You are doing it as a service to the Lord. Right? Anni Abhilashita means what? You are not having
No
any
other
desire.
desire.
Yes, no other desire. The same meaning here, without any motivation. Anni Abhilashita Sunyam. Sunyam means zero,
Zero.
void of any kind of desire. Not only this, then what comes? Anni Abhilashita Sunyam. Jnana Karmadi.
Jnana Karmadi.
Jnana, it's not
Anavritam.
related to no jnana, no karma. No, not related to jnana yoga, not karma. Adi means and others, anything you can add. Anni abhilashita sunyam jnana karmadi.
Anavritam.
Anavritam. Anukulyane. So one anukulyane means favorable things. or devotion. Anusilanam. Right. So then, okay. Aitukian. What is the second word, Mataji, you mentioned?
Apratihata.
What is apratihata? Anyone else?
Okay.
Unbroken.
Unbroken,
Uninterrupted.
uninterrupted. So it is not only on Fridays you do devotion. You know, Friday 7 to 9, we come for Srimad Bhagavatam class, we listen everything. But it is 24/7. That's the definition as per Srimad Bhagavatam. The devotion has to be there. Right. So that is, where did I start? So that is the definition. Yes, Prabhu, you want to share the Charita, Chaitanya Charitamrita? That's why we need the association of devotees, Prabhu.
Same sloka is there in the
Okay, Anya Vilashita Sonia. Yes, yes, correct. All right. So what we are talking about, Bhakti Mishra.
Keval Bhakti.
Yeah,
Guna.
Kevala Bhakti. Yes, very good. Thank you, Mataji, getting it back. Yeah, Kevala Bhakti is this what we discuss now. So which is unalloyed, uninterrupted, unmotivated, this kind of bhakti. So the next level is Guni Bhuta Bhakti. Guni Bhuta Bhakti. Guni means gunas. So that means mixed actually. It is mixed bhakti mixed with karma, bhakti mixed with jnana. Whereas Kevala Bhakti, no mixed. It cannot be mixed with jnana or karma. But it can be mixed. Right? That is Guna Mikta. So that there, the Gunita Bhuta Bhakti, more of karma or jnana will be there. Bhakti will be the secondary. So Bhakti Mishra Karma means karma is more and Bhakti is the secondary. Bhakti Mishra Jnana means more of Jnana and little Bhakti. We will see some of the examples. And the next level is Pradhana Bhuta Bhakti means Bhakti is Pradhan. Bhakti is 50% above and it can be mixed. So that will be Karma Mishra Bhakti or Jnana Mishra Bhakti. Right? Understood? So these are the three levels broadly we can classify bhakti. So why is Narada Muni is telling this to Vyasadeva? So Vyasadeva, what did he tell? Two defects. Anyone remembers the two defects? Put your hands up first. So Vyasadeva was dissatisfied, right? And then his guru Narada Muni comes there. So Vyasadeva asks, why is my dissatisfaction? Why is my despondency? Please let me know. Then Dharamuni finds two defects in what he did. Put your hand. Who can answer one? Yes, Vinay Prabhu, Rushin Prabhu, Kangana Mataji. No, just
He,
hold on.
he didn't.
No, I didn't ask you to tell.
I remember only one.
Yeah, you want to tell that one?
Maybe it will be past. Maybe someone will tell.
Yeah, you keep answering all the time. Okay, I will give it to Rushin Prabhu. One. You tell me one.
He didn't glorify the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
Okay, all right. Kangana Mataji, is this
Yeah,
the one you were
that's the
thinking?
same one. Yeah.
Same one. Okay, so you both got it. Okay. Yes. Someone else, the second?
Karma.
Wait, hold on. Okay, it's Swapnil Prabhu. You can go ahead.
Thank you, Prabhuji. So I'm going to try this. So basically, he did not directly glorify Krishna. That's number one. Second one is basically he involved himself too much into description of Varnashrama, basically Dharma, Artha, Kam, Moksha, and things like that.
Is that Varnashrama?
No, sorry, that's the
Purusharth.
Purusharth.
It's a Purushartha.
Yeah.
Right. So is Bhakti focused more on Purusharthas? So what is the ultimate of Purusharthas?
Moksha.
Moksha, yes. So he was trying to give devotional service. Okay, you do devotional service, you get moksha. But is devotional service the moksha?
No.
Yes, devotion service is beyond liberation. So a devotee, a real devotee doesn't look for liberation. He wants to serve the Lord. Always transcendental loving service to the Lord. So what is the ultimate thing for bhakti?
Prem.
Prema.
Yeah,
Devotion.
Krishna Prema. Attaining the Krishna Prema. That's the goal of bhakti. Right. So let's talk about the Mishra Bhaktis. Okay. Let's first give an example for Karma Yoga and Bhakti Yoga. What's the difference between Karma Yoga and Bhakti Yoga? Can someone give the example?
So whatever you do, you give, you give it, you sacrifice it to Krishna.
Yeah, that's the
Whatever
definition.
work
We
that you
already
do,
discussed that.
yeah.
That is the Nishkama Karma Yoga. I'm giving an example. Simple, very simple it is.
Yeah, you work
All of
and
us are practicing
Yeah.
that.
and whatever you earn,
Yeah,
sacrifice.
exactly.
Yeah.
So Vinay Prabhu is an IT profession, right? The
Mm.
work you work with the IT, is it anywhere connected with Krishna? It
No.
is not at all connected with Krishna. But you have to work for maintenance. But how are you connecting that with Krishna?
Yeah, by
The
donation.
results of by working, what is the result of it? You get some
Yes, money.
pay, some money, some
Yes.
salaries, right? Okay,
Mm.
you have your own maintenance, right? That's why you work, but you don't work for Krishna. But at least you're sharing some component, some section of it. That's what in one of the purport also last week we read. It mentions some component you share with Krishna. So that wise you spiritualize whatever your work. So that is basically a karma yoga. Now, what is a bhakti yoga? So it can be I said IT profession. Someone can be a lawyer, someone can be a chartered accountant, someone can be a teacher, someone can be a content creator, designer, architect, construction engineer, so many things. So all categories comes in. So, but then what is bhakti yoga?
Nine
Example.
process of devotion service.
Putting
No,
Krishna
example.
in the
Prabhu,
center
practical
of
example.
everything.
Yeah, that's definition. I'm asking an example on the same lines not we discussed now.
Taking only Krishna Prasadam.
Yeah, that's also correct.
Chanting.
I'll come to that, but like the
Like
example what I gave to Karma Yoga, can you similar thing you can think of?
like arranging kirtan at home for the satisfaction of Lord.
Yeah,
Is that bhakti yoga?
yes. How do you link with that example? For instance, let me tell, like your example, what you give. So there is someone, a singer, playback singer, movie playback singer. What they do, they sing songs, they earn money. Maybe they share with that money with some temple, right? Many people do. Bollywood people, they all go to the temple. We can see people going to, a lot of pictures keep coming where they have gone and other thing, and they put a lot of money. They share that fund. So whatever they got. So the same thing in Bhakti Yoga, what you can do. You are a great singer. Use that in the
Madhavas.
service of Bhakti. You sing Kirtan, as you said. Then what that becomes? Is that Karma Yoga or Bhakti Yoga?
Karma yoga.
Bhakti yoga.
It becomes Bhakti Yoga, right? So
Madhavas.
whatever you have, yeah, Madhavas.
Yeah.
This example can be you can be a great content editor. You are beautiful. You make a lot of videos. You may be there, but you make the same thing for Krishna. But you are making for yourself that you do it for Krishna. The same thing that becomes bhakti.
Bhakti.
Use
Yeah.
whatever skills you have for bhakti, right? You may be a construction engineer. You help in the construction of a temple. You may be an architect. Use that in the service of the Lord. That becomes bhakti, right?
Mhm.
So you may be a lawyer. So you learn about Krishna consciousness. You learn, then you debate, with other people for Krishna, right? Then that's where is your bhakti. But there may be some, it might not be a total 100% pure, but there may be mixed, but it is more of a pradhana bhakti stage it comes, right? Someone, he can do a garland. They're making a garland. So that's a bhakti. Someone is a tailor. He stitches the cloths for Krishna. That becomes bhakti. So what I'm trying to say, whatever work we are doing, the same thing, how it is converted from karma yoga to bhakti yoga. You can see that. So we can apply our things wherever it's not possible that we share the results, that becomes karma yoga. But then wherever possible, like for instance, preaching, someone like Prabhupada did this, right? So what did his Guru Maharaj say? You know the English, right? So you share your base, you are all English speaking, you know English. So whatever message Krishna has given, you share that, right? So we know something, we are able to do something, we can share with others,
Yeah, the
right? Spiritualize, yes. So then Krishna also empowers. Let me tell you my case. I am very introvert. I mean, many people would be shy here talking. So I'm basically an introvert guy. But somehow or the other, some mercy has felt, some devotees, they found something and then asked me to take up this activity. I'm doing it for the last 10 years. So apart from Krishna, if you talk me, even in my office or something, I mean, people talk about so many things happening, NRL, what is that, AFL, other thing. I don't know much about that. People keep talking on those things. So, but when it comes to spirituality, I'm able to talk something. It's only that. That's what I'm saying. Krishna empowers, your Guru empowers. So whatever little skills you have, try to use the skills to Krishna. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's the key point. So that becomes bhakti. Like someone is a good in cook, you can go and serve in the temple, cook for devotees, or even at your home, you can cook for people, call devotees, have kirtan, right? I think many of you are doing that, right? So then decoration, you're good in decorating, you can help in decorations and festivals. So different skills are there. So Krishna will empower your skills wherever possible. All right. So what I have. So are we clear on this platform, on this transcendental karma, jnana, dhyana? Because someone was last week was talking about sacrifice, doing charity, yajna, dana, and taba. So these are also very important, but the results of that varies in what way we are doing. Yajna, dana, and taba can also be done in the three modes. So the results varies. It can be done in mode of goodness, passion, or ignorance. So the result varies. All right, I'll stop here. I think I've taken a lot of time, half an hour on that, just to give the understanding. Let's go back to
Yeah. NRL stands for Nectar Rasa League.
Nectar Rasa League, NRL. Okay, very nice. Okay, Prashant Prabhu, sorry, unfortunately, I may not be able to read the Hindi part of it.
no problem.
All right, let's go to today's verse. Any questions is there? Put it on the chat or message me. We can take up next week on this yoga ladder. So the last section on oh, you have to go to 37, 1537, Prabhu. Anyone wants to add to today's discussion? I'm happy to give the floor. Yes, Bhupesh Prabhu. No questions, but you want to read the verse?
Yes, Prabhu, I asked for
Yes,
that.
yes. Okay, anyone wants to add to today's discussion quickly,
Like you were
which
saying,
I missed out?
like
All
you,
good?
yeah, you were
So,
saying that uh, talking about Krishna, hosting. So one point is, devotees amongst themselves also they can discuss the leelas about Gunarup,
yeah,
Machita Prana Bodhayanta Prasram, uh,
exactly.
Dashyamam Nitam, Tushyanti Charam.
Exactly. One of the practical application I was telling my previous, face-to-face batches. If you want to call one of your friend, just call him. Just 2 minute story you can share about Krishna and ask him to tell one story, 2 minutes. And then you, whatever you want to discuss. No, you spiritualize everything. You can spiritualize all your work, all your activities. So that's how you remember Krishna and make the other person also to remember Krishna. Maybe we can practice that. Next time when you want to call me, speak to me, okay, tell something about Krishna. It may not be more than 30 seconds, right? Tell about Krishna. And ask the other person also, you tell about Krishna. So different pastimes. So you add something to you and you remember Krishna and then you spiritualize your whole conversation. Yes, Jai Dharma Prabhu.
Nothing, Prabhu. I'm just saying
Okay, all right. Okay,
read,
Prabhu, you
read.
can start. Bhupesh Prabhu, next one, next verse. Yeah, others can also raise. Whoever wants to read. This is a very nice verse. Prabhu, you can read. You got the chance. Bhupesh Prabhu.
ॐ नमो भगवते तुभ्यं वासुदेवाय धीमहि प्रद्युम्नाय निरुद्धाय नमः शङ्करशनाय च. Translation: Let us all chant the glories of Vasudeva along with his plenary expansions Pradyumna, Aniruddha and Shankarshana. Purport: According to the Panchratra, Narayan is the primeval cause of all the expansions of Godhead. These are Vasudeva, Shankarshan, Pradyumna, and Aniruddha. Vasudeva and Shankarshan are on the middle, left and right. Pradyumna is on the right of Shankarshan, and Aniruddha is on the left of Vasudeva. And thus the four deities are situated. They are known as the four aids de camp of Lord Shri Krishna. This is a Vedic hymn or mantra beginning with the Omkara Pranav, and thus the mantra is established by the transcendental chanting process, namely Om Namo Dhimahi, etc. The purport is that any transaction, either in the field of fruitative work or in empiric philosophy, which is not ultimately aimed at transcendental realization of the Supreme Lord, is considered to be useless. Naraji has therefore explained the nature of unalloyed devotional service by his personal experience in the development of intimacy between the Lord and the living entity by a gradual process of progressive devotional activities. Such a progressive march of transcendental devotion for the Lord culminates in the attainment of loving service of the Lord, which is called prema in different transcendental variegatedness, called rasas, tastes. Such devotional service is also executed in mixed forms, namely mixed with fruitative work or empiric philosophical speculations. Now, the question which was raised by the great rishis, headed by Shaunak, regarding the confidential part of Suta's achievement through the spiritual master is explained herein by the chanting of this hymn consisting of 33 letters, and this mantra is addressed to the four deities or the Lord with his plenary expansions. The central figure is Lord Shri Krishna because the plenary portions are his aides de camp. The most confidential part of the instruction is that one should always chant and remember the glories of Lord Shri Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, along with his different plenary portions expanded as Vasudeva, Shankarshana, Pradyumna, and Aniruddha. These expansions are original deities for all other truths, namely either Vishnu Tattva or Shakti Tattvas. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. Yeah, there's nothing philosophically in that. This is actually the mantra which the Bhakti Vedantas have given to Narada Muni to chant. So, let us all chant the glories of Vasudeva, his planetary expansion, Pradyumna, Aniruddha, and Shankarshana. So, where have we seen this? What are the four expansions known as?
Chaturyuga.
Chaturyuga, correct. So, this is the Chaturyuga form in which Narada Muni was worshipping and he was meditating on these forms. Let's go to the next verse. Jai Dharma Prabhu.
Iti murtyabhidanena mantramurtimamamrutkam yajate yagna purusham sasam yagdarshana puman. Translation by His Grace Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Thus, he is the actual seer who worships in the form of transcendental sound representation, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vishnu, who has no material form. Purport. Our present senses are all made up of material elements, and therefore they are imperfect in realizing the transcendental form of Lord Vishnu. He is therefore worshipped by sound representation via the transcendental method of chanting. Anything which is beyond the scope experienced by our imperfect senses can be realized fully by the sound representation. A person transmitting sound from a far distant place can be factually experienced. If this is materially possible, why not spiritually? This experience is not a vague, impersonal experience. It is actually an experience of the transcendental personality of Godhead who possesses the pure form of eternity, bliss, and knowledge. In the Amarakosha Sanskrit dictionary of the word Murti carries import in twofold meanings, namely form and difficulty. And therefore, Amurtikam is explained by Acharya Sri Vishwanatha Chakravarti Thakura as meaning without difficulty. The transcendental form of eternal bliss and knowledge can be experienced by our original spiritual senses, which can be revived by chanting the holy mantras or transcendental sound representations. Such sound should be received from the transparent agency of the bona fide spiritual master, and the chanting may be practiced by direction of the spiritual master. That will gradually lead us to the nearer to the God. This method of worship is recommended in the Pancharatrika system, which is both recognized and authorized. The Pancharatrika system has the most authorized codes of transcendental devotion service. Without the help of such codes, one cannot approach the Lord, certainly not by dry philosophical speculations. The Pancharatrika system is both practical and suitable for this age of quarrel. The Pancharatra is more important than the Vedanta for this modern age. Thank you.
Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. So here again, what is this verse? It's saying, no, the transcendental sound representation. So that's the actual seers who worships on the sound. So this again shows how important our chanting is, right? Or Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. How the sound vibration, how effective they are. So Prabhupada said, we are saying everyone, they asked the question, why Prabhupada, they always saying chanting, chanting, chanting. Then he said, you go ask a person to chant Coca-Cola, right? Just see what is the effect of that chanting and that sound. This is transcendental sound. That's a difference between material and then the name of the Lord. Nama Sankirtan. So Kali Yuga, the way of salvation is just through Nama Sankirtan. So that's what. So this is another, what to say, verse where we can see how important chanting is. Bhagavatam says how is that the form of transcendental sound representation, especially Kali Yuga. It's a very worst yuga. It's a world of hypocrisy and quarrel age. Where is the Lord incarnating? Lord is there in His form, in His name itself, right? And there was another point here. Just can you go up, Prabhu? Down. So through mantra chanting with sound vibration, that's where we have to connect with Krishna. All right, here I was just thinking, okay, on this Pancharatrika system. Actually, that's the worshipping system. That's why Narada actually is written by Narada Muni. So that's what is ISKCON also follows that system. So I just wanted to mention on that. Yeah, let's go to the next verse. So one more second. Such sound should be received. No, go back. That statement is very important. Yeah, one second. Yeah. Such sound should be received from the transparency agency of a bona fide spiritual master. It's the fifth sentence, I think, from the last. And chanting may be practiced by a direction of the spiritual master. That will gradually lead us near to the Lord. So that's the key point here. All right.
Prabhu, I have one question here. So here, Prabhupada is saying Vishnu is the supreme personality of Godhead,
Yeah.
but we know, I mean, this is Krishna, right? But in the next verse again, he's saying Krishna is the supreme
Vishnu
Lord.
Tattva. He's talked about Vishnu Tattva.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Vishnu
Because Vishnu.
Tattva is same as Krishna Tattva, Prabhu.
No,
It
all are Vishnu Tattva only. All
yeah.
incarnation of God, the Lord is Vishnu Tattvas.
Okay.
So
Okay.
it depends on people.
I
If
mean,
you are
he is
attracted to Lord
yeah.
Ram, you can be attracted to Lord Ram.
Yeah, yeah.
Right?
So
Yeah, someone can be attracted to Narsingadev.
yes, Prabhu.
Right, yeah. So they are all Vishnu Tattvas. We already seen the verse, Prabhu, in the 3rd chapter, right? What is the verse? Paribhasha Sutra of Srimad
Yeah,
Bhagavatam.
yeah. Krishna to
Krishna tu
Krishna
Bhagavan
Bhagwan
Swayam.
Swayam
That's all.
Swayam.
That's
Yeah,
that's
yes.
the conclusion.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
finished there. Krishna is the supreme, but each person has their own, connection or relationships, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, Prahlad Maharaj is Narsingadev, right? For him, he's attracted to Narsingadev. Right? So different people have different.
No, that is correct, Prabhu. So my
Yeah.
confusion was, I mean, not confusion, because in this verse, mostly in this Srimad Bhagavatam, Prabhupada is addressing Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But
Correct.
here in this particular verse, he has addressed Vishnu as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So that is why it is got bit confusing. I know the Vishnu Tattva and Krishna Tattva that you were talking earlier, but
Yeah.
yeah. So maybe he is using both Vishnu and Krishna sometimes
Yeah,
interchangeably. Yeah,
alternatively. Even in
yeah,
Bhagavad
yeah,
Gita, he mentions Krishna or
yeah,
Vishnu.
yeah.
In
Okay,
fact, in the
okay,
3rd chapter, if you see also, he says that every offering has to be made to Vishnu.
right.
Without that, if you do, it is a very sin. That's what he mentions in Bhagavad Gita, 3rd chapter.
Yes, Prabhu.
So then you cannot go and ask why he didn't tell Krishna, why he said Vishnu. Yeah, two.
Yeah.
Right. Okay,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
got it?
Yes,
Okay.
Prabhu. Thank you.
Thank you for understanding, Prabhu. Yes. Next was Swapnil, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, everyone. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, can you scroll a little up also? Like sometimes I read English and Sanskrit just to easy. Thank you. Imam Swanigam Brahman avidya mad anusthitam adanme jnanam aiswaryam swasmin bhavam cha keshava. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. O Brahmana, thus by the Supreme Lord Krishna, I was endowed first with the transcendental knowledge of the Lord as inculcated in the confidential parts of the Vedas, then with the spiritual opulences, and then with his intimate loving service. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Communion with the Lord by transmission of the transcendental sound is non-different from the whole spirit Lord Sri Krishna. It is a completely perfect method for approaching the Lord. By such pure contact with the Lord without offense of material conceptions, numbering 10, the devotee can rise above the material plane to understand the inner meaning of the Vedic literatures, including the Lord's existence in the transcendental realm. The Lord reveals his identity gradually to one who has unflinching faith, both in the spiritual master and in the Lord. After this, the devotee is endowed with mystic opulences, which are 8 in number. And above all, the devotee is accepted in the confidential entourage of the Lord and is entrusted with specific service of the Lord through the agency of the spiritual master. A pure devotee is more interested in serving the Lord than in showing an exhibition of the mystic powers dormant in him. Sri Narada has explained all these from his personal experience, and one can obtain all the facilities which Sri Narada obtained by perfecting the chanting process of the sound representation of the Lord. There is no bar for chanting the transcendental sound by anyone, provided it is received through Narada's representative coming down by the chain of disciplinic succession or the parampara system. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. So can you summarize the points here? What your understanding on this was?
So what my understanding to summarize is the transcendental sound of the Lord's name, and the Lord is non-different. And basically, one can actually be removed from the material plane and be in the spiritual plane by the chanting of the holy name.
Okay, thank you. So here, basically, Narada Muni is telling to Vyasadeva, how he, got the intimate loving service of the Lord, how he got the Krishna Prem, the process in which he got it. So first, with the transcendental knowledge, what this Bhakti Vedantas gave, that that was part of understanding, the part of the Vedas. Then it gave him the empowerment. So he got the knowledge by hearing. He got the knowledge. He got the mantra. That empowered himself. He was empowered, and that's how he attained the Krishna Prem, the intimacy for Krishna. That's how he gradually got it. So what is the process? Confidentially, understanding the instructions of the spiritual masters and then following them. So in simple statement to put it, follow your footsteps of the spiritual master. Understand the process through them and then we follow that. Then you can attain the supreme, the intimate love of Krishna. And it has to come through the parampara system. Right? So after this, the devotees mystic opulences with our 8 in numbers. Okay, all right. Let's go to the next verse. Roshan Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Vamadyat prashrutam vibho samapyate yena vidam bubhutsitam prakyahi dukhair muhurarditatmanam sanklesha nirvanam ushanti nan yatha. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace C.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation. Please therefore describe the Almighty Lord's activities which you have learnt by your vast knowledge of the Vedas, for that will satisfy the hankerings of great learned men and at the same time mitigate the miseries of the masses of common people who are always suffering from the material pangs. Indeed, there is no other way to get out of such miseries. Purport. Sri Narada Muni, for practical experience, definitely asserts that the prime solution of all problems of material work is to broadcast very widely the transcendental glories of the Supreme Lord. There are 4 classes of good men, and there are 4 classes of bad men also. The 4 classes of good men acknowledge the authority of the Almighty God, and therefore such good men, when they are in difficulty, when they are in need of good money, when they are advanced in knowledge, and when they are inquisitive to know more and more about God, and intuitively take shelter of the Lord. As such, Naraji advises Vyasadeva to broadcast the transcendental knowledge of God in terms of the vast Vedic knowledge which he had already attained. As far as the bad men are concerned, they are also 4 in number. Those who are simply addicted to mode of progressive fruit work, and they are subjected to accompanying miseries. Those who are simply addicted to vicious work for sense gratification, and so suffer the consequences. Those who are materially very much advanced in knowledge, but who suffer because they do not have the sense to acknowledge the authority of the Almighty Lord, and the class of men who are known as atheists, and who therefore purposely hate the very name of God, although they are always in difficulty. Sri Naraji advised Vyasadeva to describe the glories of the Lord just to do good to all 8 classes of men, both good and bad. Srimad Bhagavatam is therefore not meant for any particular class of men or sect. It is for the sincere soul who actually wants his own welfare and peace of mind. Thus end the Bhaktivedanta purports for the first canto, 5th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled Narad's Instruction of the Srimad Bhagavatam for Vyasadeva. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. Can you, any points you remember? I mean, you want to highlight in whatever we read? What is this verse? First, take with the translation.
Yeah. So here Naraji is just telling Vyasadeva to just elaborate on, or just give knowledge that would satisfy both the masses of people, including the bad and the good. And he says there is no other way to get out of such miseries.
Yeah.
And in the purport, Srila Prabhupada expands on the good and the bad people. So the
Yes.
good people who approach the Lord, there are 4 in number, including when they're in difficulty, when they are in need of money, when they are advanced in knowledge, and when they're inquisitive to know more about God. They approach or take the shelter of the Lord. And Naraji is advising Vyasadeva to broadcast such transcendental knowledge in terms of the Vedic knowledge, which he had already attained. And Prabhupada also highlights the bad men who are simply addicted to the modes of progressive fruit work, those who are simply addicted to vicious work for sense satisfaction, and who are materially very attached in advanced knowledge, but who suffer because they do not have the sense to acknowledge the authority of the Almighty God. And the fourth one Prabhupada describes as the atheists who just do not approach the Lord at all, even though they're suffering and difficulty.
All right. Thank you, Prabhu. Yeah. Thanks for a very detailed summary you're given. Yes. Thanks, Prabhu. Okay, so this is the conclusion verse of this chapter. So if you see what is Narada Muni is trying to tell all this, he's saying you have to glorify the Lord. So this is the conclusion. So any essay or anywhere you conclude saying that yes, this is the conclusion. So this is the conclusion verse. So he says, therefore describe Lord activities. Therefore glorify the Lord. So why you have to glorify also he is giving here. He's saying why you have to glorify. So by you have the vast knowledge, right? So you have the vast knowledge of the Vedas. You have already written the Vedas. You have the vast knowledge. Why you have to write is you have to satisfy the learned men who are hankering for such things. Many people are hankering to get this information. Satisfy there are a lot of enquiries they make. So for learned men, learned devotees, so this would give a very good input to them. At the same time, what would it do? It would mitigate all the miseries, the sufferings it takes away from the mass common of people. But seeing the sages can give this information to common man. Through the sages, it can go. So how that's what is coming through us, right? So we are all common people suffering. How is this knowledge coming to us? Through some paramparic system, the knowledge is coming. And the miseries or sufferings, the people who are undergoing, so this can be mitigated through hearing the pastimes of the Lord. So you can write about the activities of the Lord. So two reasons for the Harikatha is satisfy the hankering people. They may be learned, but they need some more input also. And not only the learned people pass it on to the common people so that their miseries are mitigated. So only Krishna Kada will provide the true liberation from all these material miseries. And Prabhupada has written the purport based on 2 verses of Bhagavad Gita, right? Can anyone tell these verses coming in which chapter of Bhagavad Gita?
7th chapter.
Very good. You are a smart Bhakti Shastri student, Mataji.
So we did.
Very nice. Can you tell the verse also, verse number?
7.16, 17, I guess. I'm not quite sure, but it says about
Yeah,
Artho
it's 16 and
Arthati.
15. It's other way around.
Okay. It is
Yeah.
about those Artho Arthati,
Yeah.
Jigyasu and Jnani.
Jnani,
And
yes.
the
That's a good
second
look.
one.
Let's first discuss that, then we go
Okay.
to the first one. So the first Prabhupada mentions about the 4 classes of good men. Why people come to Krishna. So basically these are people who are what we would say Mishra Bhaktas. They are not true Bhaktas, but Mishra, mixed. That's what we discussed. So why do they come? Artha, Jignasu, Artharthi, and Jnani. That's what Mataji mentioned. So this verse number 7.16. So please note this. Maybe in the week time you can go through these verses and link with it. Right? So when they are in difficulties, what are they called?
In distress.
Artho.
Artho,
Yeah.
right? They are in distress. So
Yes.
when
Yeah.
they are in difficulty, someone when they are in distress, they go there. Example, Mataji?
Gajendra.
Gajendra,
Yeah.
right?
Mm.
When someone needs money, that is called Artha Arthi.
Artharthi.
Yes. Example?
Dhruva Mark.
Dhruv Maharaj. Exactly.
Same.
Exactly. And the third is when they. Okay, let's go to the fourth before going to the third. As per the verse, it is the fourth is the third. Jignasu means inquisitiveness, right? So, what was the example of that?
Naimasharanya sages.
Sages.
Right.
Sages, yeah. So the sages are asking questions to Sutta Goswami. And then the last is the knowledge, advanced knowledge. Jnanis. Who's Jnani? Example?
Vyasadeva. Vyasadeva.
Vyasadeva. Vyasadeva.
Yeah. Yes. Very knowledgeable. Right. Narada Muni, all.
I think Char
Vyasa.
Kumaraj.
Parikshit
Yeah, four
Maharaj.
Kumaras.
Four
Even I
Kumaras.
think four Kumaras.
Yeah.
Buddha.
Parikshit Maharaj.
Even Sukadeva Goswami.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
So these are the four things. Artha, Artharthi, Jignasu, and
Jnani.
Jnanis.
Jnani.
And Krishna says in the 17th verse that out of all, only the Jnani is the best. He is best among other all four. Can someone tell why? I think we discussed this sometime.
Because he will improve
No,
in
you
future.
hold on,
He'll
hold
become
on,
a
hold on.
devotee. Sorry.
Let's go to anyone else.
Prabhuji, what is the question? I'm sorry, I lost it.
Question is, Krishna says, out of the four, I would feel that jnanis who are come. See, these are four classes of people who come to me. That's what Krishna says. So one who is in misery, one who is in a trouble, so they come to me. The one who wants more wealth, they want to come to me. And then one who wants inquisitive in nature, they want to know something more, knowledge, inquire about it, they come to me. And someone with knowledge, one jnanis, they come to me. And Krishna says in the next verse, 17th verse, he says, out of all jnani is, I would say they are better among all the four. My question is, why jnani, why not others?
So because I think
Everything
they are
already.
not. No, I'm sorry, I'm taking someone's turn, but I'll just quickly summarize. I think what I understand is basically Jnani is not looking for any material gifts or something. Like he's not looking for any such. So he or she just wants to know who
He
Krishna
also is
is.
coming for something, no? He wants more knowledge. He's also coming for that.
At least
Like others. Other wants money, he wants knowledge. Something, he also wants something.
But he need knowledge for the devotional service. For doing the devotional service.
Okay.
Knowledge
at
about
least he
Krishna.
desiring to know about the Lord.
Yeah, he's like
Okay.
a more subtle desire.
Okay. Anyone else?
Is it because he is freed from material desires?
Broadcast knowledge to everyone.
Yeah, he wants to become famous by getting the knowledge.
At least he is in the mood of goodness.
Okay.
That's why.
Yeah, okay. All right. I didn't get the answer what I was looking for. Ranjita Mataji, you can give your try now.
Because there are more chances of him becoming a devotee. That's what Prabhupada says, that he can eventually become a devotee.
Yeah, okay.
That's why.
All right. I will put it in a different way. See, someone is coming for a misery, right? Some suffering you are having. So you come, and once your suffering is gone, then you don't turn
Then
up.
you can go back.
Mm.
Then someone is coming for wealth. Once you get the wealth, tata bye bye. Then someone who wants inquisitive. Okay, my inquisitive, all my questions answered. Yes, forgot it. Bye bye. See you. But a person who's in knowledge, he always wants more knowledge. More knowledge he comes. So he doesn't leave that. As you rightly said, he might progress further. It's not that others also not progress, but others has the more chance of falling down.
Yeah.
But when a person in knowledge who comes in, can progress better. All right, that's a trivial quiz. What I thought I will share. Okay, and then next is the 15th verse of the Bhagavad Gita 7:15. So four kind of people who doesn't come to him.
Atheists,
Atheists.
Yeah,
atheists,
Mudas,
foolish people,
yeah, foolish people are the mudas.
fallen people.
Naradhama,
Yeah,
Fa-
Naradama, lowest among mankind.
yeah.
Maya Aparita
Maya
Jnana.
Pradha. So those who are on the illusion, yeah,
The demonic.
Asuram.
demonic. All
Prabhuji,
right.
where is the Hindi version? Mataji still.
7:15. That's what I said. Note down that verse
Bhagavad
and
Gita.
go take your Bhagavad Gita and read it.
Okay.
Not now, later.
Okay.
7:15 and 7:16.
Okay, Prabhuji.
All right. Okay, Prabhu, let's go to the next chapter.
Sorry.
Any question? Yeah, before we
Sorry.
check next. Yes, Prabhu.
Sorry, Prabhu. Just on the first sloka which we were reading today, the Chaturvyuha. I know
Yeah.
you would have covered. Maybe I would have missed. Can you just elaborate on that? Because I know Vasudeva probably is more on the creation part, or Sankarsana are more destruction. But can you just elaborate a little more on the Chaturvyuha? If I would have missed in the previous class.
Mm, we'll take up some, Prabhu. It will be coming in
Okay,
future
sure.
also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fine.
Because just 4 verses we did today, another half an hour to go. I want to cover. We'll do that, Prabhu. Uh, First verse, Prabhu. Meantime, I just want to introduce Jia Barot. Mataji joined today new. Let's welcome her to our group. Just saying Hari Bol.
Haribol.
Debo.
Haripol, thank you so
Hari
much.
Bol.
Thank you. 37, 1.5.
Yeah. Who raised the hand for reading? Anyone?
I can read, Prabhuji.
Yes, Kangana Mataji.
First sloka, yeah?
Yeah. Okay. Let's quickly do the summary of this chapter. So, what is the title of the chapter, Prabhu? Conversation between Narada and Vyasadeva. So again, these 3 chapters, are related to Narada and Vyasadeva. So now, after hearing Narada Muni, now Vyasadeva starts. He starts inquires more about Narada Muni. Already mentioned about his life, how he got bhakti, and now he says, you write it. But Vyasadeva did not want to stop there. He wants to know more about Narada Muni's life. We all know how someone comes into Krishna consciousness. We go ask, oh, how is the different kind of people. Now, same question Vyasadeva is asking to Narada Muni. Okay, tell me more about this. So what happened after you got initiated, after you got the mantra, and after the Bhakti Vedantas left? How did you pass your time? How was your life beyond that? So you can tell about that. So, and then Narada Muni talks about that. He says, the suffering he faced, actually, he lost his mother. So, in this story, he tells how he lost his mother and how he was so affectionate to her and how she was so affectionate to him. But then he lost it. And then, after she passed away, what happened to him and how he traveled to different places. And then what he did, finally, he ended up doing a meditation. He was meditating on the super soul, and finally he had the vision of the Lord. But that was a very fractional moment, and then he was so upset. Then he wanted to, get that vision again, but the Lord couldn't. He couldn't get back the same vision what he had about the Lord within his heart. So he was feeling again frustrated, but then only thing, Lord satisfied him by a sound. Lord came as a sound vibration for him and told him that you need to purify yourself more, and this is the only time, meaning you may not be able to see me in this lifetime again. And then he was meditating. Narada started chanting, and eventually he met the death and got a spiritual body. He left that body and he got a spiritual body. And how he traveled with that spiritual body with the Veena, across all the universes. So whenever he later on felt that now with this spiritual body, whenever he chants the Lord's name, immediately Lord appears in his heart. Right? So and then that's how this chapter ends. So it's a small chapter, 36 verse. We will try to do quickly as possible. And finally, Sutta Goswami, who was explaining this to the sages, he glorifies Narada Muni and how Narada Muni leaves Vyasadeva. He left it. He told him, he gave him the message, he gave him the story. He theoretically he gave, practically his own experience he shared. Now he left things for Vyasadeva to write Srimad Bhagavatam. All right. Yes, Kangana Mataji, you can start.
Okay. Sutta uvacha ivam nisamaya bhagvana devarshirjanma karma cha bhuva papracha tam brahman vyasa satyavati sutaha. Translation. Sutta said, O Brahmanas, thus hearing all about Sri Narada's birth and activities, Vyasadeva, the incarnation of God and son of Satyavati, inquired as follows. Purport. Vyasadeva was further inquisitive to know about the perfection of Naraji, and therefore he wanted to know about him more and more. In this chapter, Naraji will describe how he was able to have a brief audience with the Lord while he was absorbed in the transcendental thought of separation from the Lord, and when it was very painful for him.
Okay. So here, Sutta Goswami is saying, so hearing Narada's birth and activities, Vyasadeva, the son of Satyavati, is now inquiring something more. So Vyasadeva is not satisfied with this story. He feels it is a half story. You need to make it more. You need to give me more. So what we have to understand from this, what is our practical application? A genuine disciple is eager to hear more about the life of a guru, right? So the stories of Guru's life are actually what it helps to purifying as Krishna's pastime. So if we start hearing about the life of Srila Prabhupada, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, right, all this, even great acharyas, the stories will be so inspiring for us, right? Okay, let's go to the next verse.
Great, Prabhu.
Yes, Matra.
Yeah. Okay. Vyasa uvacha viksubir vipravasate vignana deshtabristava vartamano vasasya adye tata kim akrut bhavan. Translation. Sri Vyasadeva said, what did you, Narada, do after the departure of the great sages who had instructed you in scientific transcendental knowledge before the beginning of your present birth? Purport. Vyasadeva himself was the disciple of Naradaji, and therefore it was natural to be anxious to hear what Narada did after initiation from the spiritual masters. He wanted to follow in Narada's footsteps in order to attain to the same perfect stage of life. This desire to inquire from the spiritual master is an eternal factor to the progressive path. This process is technically known as Sad Dharma Pricha.
So here, this the question what Vyasadeva asked. What did you do after departure of this Bhakti Vedantas? So who has given you this transcendental knowledge? Before you got this present birth or present body, he's talking about the previous birth as the son of the maid servant. So he was very anxious to hear, right? So inquire into the spiritual life of his guru. So that's what Prabhupada said. That process is technically known as Sad Dharma Prachay. Prachaya. This is something inquiry about the spiritual life. Let's go to the next one. Rakesh Prabhu, you want to read?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhu.
स्वयंभुवकया वृत्त्या वर्तित तं ते परं वयः कथं चेदमुदस्त्राक्षी काले प्राप्ते कलेवरम्. Translation: O son of Brahma, how did you pass your life after initiation, and how did you attain this body, having quit your old one in due course? Purport: Sri Narad Muni in his previous life was just an ordinary maidservant's son, so how he became so perfectly transformed into the spiritual body of eternal life, bliss, and knowledge is certainly important. Sri Vyasadeva desired him to disclose the facts for everyone's satisfaction. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So, what is here is asking, how did you spend your life after initiation, and how did you attain this body? Why is he telling this body?
Present body, Narad Muni's.
Spiritual body. Yeah, how did you get
It
the
is
spiritual
spiritual
body?
body. Yes, having quit. So how does he say that this? Why is this spiritual body? If you feel this body means spiritual body, why is emphasizing on that?
Because his spiritual body is eternal.
Because
And how
previously he
did you
did
get
not
that?
previously he did not have it, so there was a major transformation which happened to him.
How do you say previously it did not land? How do you come to that conclusion?
Because it's stated in that shloka that he had an ordinary maid servant. He was son of that maid servant.
Yeah, you are coming to the point. So
And he quit his body.
So
because he got a death, no? That's why.
Yeah, so he got a liberation and he went to, he got a spirit, he hasn't taken another birth, and he went to Goloka, got a spiritual body, and then
this is where
got
did
a
you find all
blessing.
these things? He went to Goloka.
Because he had a material body, that's why he have to meet with death, and then he spiritualized.
Very simple. Can I ask Vinay Prabhu, what were you in the previous life?
No, no idea.
You don't know.
I
So
don't.
Narada Muni, once you get a spiritual body, when you go to the Goloka, then you will know all the lives you have taken.
Oh.
Past life. Right. So that's how here he knows. Because he's got a spiritual body, now Narada Muni knows what was he in his past life. He can tell the story what happened in his past life. That's why we can say he's having a spiritual body. Right?
Prabhuji, before made servant son, what he was then? Before that.
I told also last time.
There's a
He was a
Gandharva,
Gandharva.
Oh, he got a
Aparna
Sarab.
Brahma.
Yeah.
Yeah, Upahardra. I told you the story also, right?
Yeah.
So he was a Gandharva. He got a curse that he will be born in this material world as a Sudra. So that's why he was born to a son of a maid servant.
But still, he had got a spiritual body before, still.
No, previously he was Gandharva. That was not a spiritual body.
That's a.
Gandharva is not a spiritual body. It's in the Swarga. It's in the heavenly planets. Okay. So the key point in this verse is sometimes, people, the spiritual masters, or generally, people will not try to tell, something bad about their past, right? So no one would like to tell I was born in a very low class family, all that kind of a thing. But as a great sage, he was, even if there is any criticism or anything, he takes it. That's what Narada Muni was so open. That's the key point here to mention. So that's the showing the highlight of how a great souls are, Mahatmas. Let's go to the next verse.
I'll
Ankit
read
Prabhu.
Prabhuji.
Yeah, Ranjita Mataji, and then Ankit Prabhu, followed by Swapnil and Rushin Prabhu. We'll go in that order.
प्राक्कल्पविषयामेतां स्मृतिं ते मुनिसतां न हि एषा व्यवहत् काल एषा सर्वनिराकृति. Translation: O great sage, time annihilates everything in due course. So how is it that this subject matter, which happened prior to this day of Brahma, is still fresh in your memory, undisturbed by time? Purport: As spirit is not annihilated even after the annihilation of the material body, so also spiritual consciousness is not annihilated. Sri Narad developed the spiritual consciousness even when he had his material body in the previous kalpa. Consciousness of the material body means spiritual consciousness expressed through the medium of a material body. This consciousness is inferior, destructible, and perverted. But superconsciousness of the supramind in the spiritual plane is as good as the spirit soul and is never annihilated.
Okay, thank you. So as we see, what are the takeaways we can take from these things? How one has to be inquisitive in nature to try to understand toward the guru and how his devotion practice, what happened after his initiation, how he grew. So this verse is talking about, actually this happened a prior day of Brahma, right? So what is one day of Brahma?
1000 Chaturyugas.
1000
4.3
Chaturya.
trillion years.
Yeah, 1000 Chaturyugas, right? One
Yes.
Chaturyuga, one cycle, that is called a divine yuga. That is, one cycle is, say, Satya
Divyayuga.
Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, and Kali Yuga. So that's
Kalyuga.
one cycle. So
That's
that
the day and then night
go into
also.
1000 times. So
4.3
that is
trillion.
the day, and yeah, 4.32 billion
Trillion.
years. So simple formula is Kali Yuga is 4,32,000,
32.
right? That is Kali
Yeah.
Yuga's type. Into 2 is
Dwapar.
Dwapar Yuga. Into the 3, 4.32 into 3 is Treta Yuga. Then 4
Treta.
times is Satya Yuga. So add all
Satyuga.
these things. That means 4,32,000 into 10 is 1 Yuga,
Mm.
1 Chatur Yuga.
One
Like
is
that, 1,000 times is equal to 1 day of Brahma. And same is 1 night of Brahma. So during the night, up to Swargaloka is all destructed. Only the top planets are available. Top universe, what to say, the Satyaloka, then Janaloka, and Tapaloka. These are only there, right? And then again, Brahma gets up in the next day morning and he starts again creating. Right. So that's the question here is asked. What happened prior day of Brahma? So if you see here, Narada Muni's spiritual body now, 1 day of Brahma has passed. Actually, 1 night of Brahma has passed. And next day has come, and then he is
He's
able
got
to
this.
remember things what has happened in his previous life after entire alienation. And the term here called Kalpa. Kalpa means 1 day of Brahma. All right, let's go to the next
So,
verse.
so that happened in different universe, Prabhu.
What do you mean different universe?
Because now we are running in seventh Manu, right? How because in this universe it's only seventh Manu.
Yeah.
Then because then is it something that it happened in a different universe?
Parallel universe.
No, you mean to say different? I
And
didn't
I
get the
mean
question.
it's because prior to this day of Brahma, right?
Yeah.
But according to Bhagavatam, it is only seventh Manu is happening. Not even 1 day is finished in this universe I'm talking about.
We have not yet completed.
Brahma is said to be 50 years old, man, now. Brahma is around 50 years old now.
A long way to go.
So this happened long time back.
Okay.
Okay, let's go to the next question. Next verse. Who's ready? Ankit Prabhu? You're muted. No, we can't hear you. There seems to be some problem, I think. Maybe Prashant Prabhu.
Am I audible, Prabhu? Hello?
Yeah, Ankit Prabhu, you're audible now.
Yeah. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Narad Uvacha Bhikshubhir Savite Vijnanatestabhir Mama Vartamano Vasashayate Tata Etad Akarashama. Sri Narada said, the great sages who had imparted scientific knowledge of transcendence to me departed for other places, and I had to pass my life in this way. Purport. In his previous life, when Narada ji was impregnated with spiritual knowledge by the grace of the great sages, there was a tangible change in his life, although he was only a boy of 5 years. That is an important symptom visible after initiation by the bona fide spiritual master. Actual association of devotees bring about a quick change in life for spiritual realization. How it so acted upon the previous life of Sri Narada Muni is described by and by in this chapter. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So what is this? The great sages. So now Narada Muni is answering to Vyasadev's question. So what was Vyasadev's question? Anyone can summarize?
How do you remember all these things? So even after,
Did you get this body?
No. What is his first question? What happened after initiation? After what happened to the Bhakti Vedantas after they left? And then he's asking about his body, how you got this body. Even after annihilation, how you are able to remember, right?
Yes.
So that's what Narada Muni now is telling. The great sages who gave the knowledge to him departed from other places. Why did they depart and why did they come there? Anyone remembers that?
Chaturmas.
Monsoon season.
Monsoon season, they came there for 4 months, they were staying there. So after the 4 months period are over, during that time, they transferred all the transcendental knowledge to Narada Muni, and then, not Narada Muni, the maid servant in Narada Muni's previous life, and then they left that place. So he said they left the place. Then I have to pass my life in this way. That's what he's saying. All right, let's go to the next verse. This is the storyline is going like that. Yeah. Prashant Prabhu. Yeah.
Hare Krishna. एकात्मजा मे जननी योषिन् मूढ़ा न किङ्करी मय्यात्मजे अनन्यगतौ चक्रे अनुबंधनम. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. I was the only son of my mother, who was not only a simple woman, but a maidservant as well. Since I was her only offspring, she had no other alternative for protection. She bound me with the tie of affection.
Yeah. So what is he saying? So only the mother and son. Mother was a maid servant. Only son. So how affectionate they would be. So she bound me with tie of affection. That's what is mentioned, highlighted here. Okay, we'll go to the next verse. Neha Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Sasvatantra na kalpasid yogakshame mamechati ishyahi vase loko Lyosha Darumai Yata. Translation. She wanted to look after my maintenance properly, but because she was not independent, she was not able to do anything for me. The world is under the full control of the Supreme Lord. Therefore, everyone is like a wooden doll in the hands of a puppet master. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So there's no purport for that, right? Okay. So here, so we have seen in the previous verse how she was the shelter of the son, and how the son was the only tie of affectionate for the mother. And now she is the only one who's maintaining. She wanted to look after the maintenance of the son. Everyone takes care of the children, right? Today, or who is very important if your life, you ask a parent, they will say their child. They live for the child, the protection they want to give for what best for their children. So, but here, if you see, she is the maid servant, and that means she's in a poverty, not because she's also uh, she was not independent. Like she has to depend on others, for whatever she is. So she was not able to do anything much for him. So yeah, the world is under full control of Supreme Lord. Therefore, everyone is like a. So Narada Muni is giving an analogy here. How we are like a puppet, in the hands of the Lord. So we are just like a doll, based on how the Supreme Lord controls over this. We think we are under the control. We are trying to control everything, but actually, Lord is controlling everything. That's the understanding of this verse, key verse. Let next go to the next verse. Swapnil Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Aham च तद् ब्रह्मकुले उषिंस्तद् उपेक्षया दिग्देश कलव्युत्पन्नो बालकः पञ्चयानः. Translation by Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada. When I was a mere child of 5 years, I lived in a Brahmana school. I was dependent on my mother's affection and had no experience of different lands.
Okay. So yeah, this verse highlights that what is the age he was. He was just 5 years old. He lived near. So the servant, they were working in a school. So in a Brahmana school, they are serving. And he fully dependent on his mother. And the love what she showed. And she doesn't know, 5 years old, what he knows. Doesn't know which place he is living, where he is living, right? Let's go to the next verse. Rushan Prabhu.
एकादन् निर्गतां गेहाद् दुहन्तीं निशिगां पथि सर्पोदशत्पदास्पृष्टः कृपणां कालचोदितः. Translation. Once upon a time, my poor mother, when going out one night to milk a cow, was bitten on the leg by a serpent, influenced by supreme time. Purport. That is a way of dragging a sincere soul nearer to God. The poor boy was being looked after only by his affectionate mother, and yet the mother was taken from the world by the supreme will in order to put him completely at the mercy of the Lord. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. So this comes this sorrow, sad time of his life. So suffering. So his mother, once she was milking a cow, she was bitten in the leg by a serpent. So he's saying that is because of the Kala, influence of the supreme time. Let's go to the next one. Jai Dharma Prabhu.
तदा तदहम् ईशया भक्तानां सम् अभीष्टपतः अनुग्रह मन्यमानः प्रतिष्ठं दिशम् उत्तरम्. I took this as special mercy of the Lord, who always desired benediction for his devotees, and so thinking, I started for the north. Confidential devotees of the Lord see in every step a benedictory direction of the Lord. What is considered to be an odd or difficult moment in the mundane sense is accepted as a special mercy of the Lord. Mundane prosperity is a kind of material favor, and by the grace of the Lord, the temperature of this material fever is gradually diminished. And the spiritual health is obtained step by step. Mundane people misunderstand. Srila Prabhupada.
Jai. Thank you. So key point here is he takes the suffering. Here if you see, he and his mother alone. His mother, he is fully dependent on his mother, and the mother is also not independent. She has to depend because she is a maid servant on depend on someone, to feed the entire family. I mean, both of them. So only person to take care of the 5 years old is this mother. And now what happened to her? She is lost. Now what's Narada Muni telling? I took this as a special mercy of the Lord. Can we think of any other example? Someone who's put
Kunti
into
Maharani.
great suffering. Kunti Maharani. Yeah, good.
All Pandavas.
Pandavas.
Pandavas. Yeah.
Mirabai.
Draupadi.
Mirabai, I'm not sure, but if you come to tell that story, I'm not.
Dhruva Maharaj.
Dhruva Maharaj.
Prahlad
Dhruva
Maharaj.
Maharaj. Dhruva Maharaj, how special mercy. Okay, some way I can take it, but not at this level. Someone is lost. Parikshit Maharaj, when the snake bit him, he's going to die. Not snake bit him, the curse of the Brahmanas. Retumata, did I give you that answer on that? You had a question previously, right?
I don't remember,
You don't
Prabhuji.
remember, okay.
I think, yeah, you did. You
Yeah.
did, Prabhuji.
So
Yeah.
Parikshit Maharaj, even though he was a great devotee, your question was he was saved when he was in the
Yeah,
womb. Why
yeah.
not the curse? But Parikshit Maharaj, he felt bad of the act what he did. He put the dead snake over the head of, he garlanded that with the Shamika Rishi, right? So that's the curse his son gives, Shringi. He gives him the curse that within a week's time, a snake, takshaka, as a bird, a snake bird will come and bite you. But then there were people who could revoke that curse. But Parikshit Maharaj did not want it. He felt that this is the Lord's mercy. This is the Leela, the play of the Lord. Right? And that's what Lord made that Leela for the Srimad Bhagavatam to be recited to him. And he got a great benediction of that. He heard Bhagavatam in a week's time. And because of that, we are all talking about Srimad Bhagavatam today. Right? So what all arrangements something Lord does, we do not know in the background. Many times we feel, you desire something to happen that would have not happened, and you will actually end up blaming the Lord. Lord, I am your devotee. I am chanting very well. I am regularly coming to temple. I am doing that. I am doing this, but still you are not sanctioned. So you are from your perspective, from our point of view, from our desire, we look at things.
Prabhuji,
But God knows things beyond you. He knows past, future. Hare Krishna Prabhu, can you mute it, Prithvi Prabhu? Yeah. So what I was telling I was lost. Okay, so it is something beyond plan. So Krishna gives best for his devotees. So we should take up all these things happening in your life. There is something better Krishna is making arrangement for you. So we are thinking from like a person who's in a well, but Krishna sees it from a person who can see the entire ocean. All right. Let's go to the
Prabhuji,
next verse. Yes. Yes, Prabhu.
I just wanted to share, not taking too much time, but in one of the classes I heard that devotees like Bilwa Mangal Thakur and Haridas Thakur also suffered a lot, but they just took it as a mercy of the God, Lord, right?
Yeah. So devotees, that's what all devotees, not just Bilva Mangal Thakur, so many devotees we can take. Yeah. Thanks for sharing that. You know the past life of Bilva Mangal Thakur and Haridas Thakur? Who's Haridas Thakur?
Namacharya.
I know he's Namacharya, but who is he?
He's a
He was a
Mohammedan.
yeah. He
He was
was
a
a
Mohammed
Muslim. Muslim
Muslim.
in his
He is
Muslim in
God
his,
Brahma. So that's for his atonement of what is that? For the Brahma Vimoga Leela, right? So he didn't understand who was Lord when Krishna's performed. So he came to as as a Muslim clerical, and then who showed to the entire world. Muslim mean there is a low caste, low born there, but then he showed even a low born can be an amacharya chanting.
Mm.
It's not that only a high class person can do it. Even a low class now. There are so many high class people also there, but then only Haridas Thakur got the name Namacharya, none other than Chaitanya Mahaprabhu who gave that name to him. Right? Bilva Mangal Thakur, who was he? How
He was
did
the
he
one
get
who
his
poked his
devotion?
eyes, right?
Huh?
He was the one who poked his eyes, right?
No, yeah, that's right. But before
Okay.
that, Bilva Mangal Thakur, if you see the story,
Mm.
actually it is said his father passed away. He is so attached to a prostitute. So he just finished the funeral or whatever it is, and straight away he comes to the house of a prostitute. And that day it was raining, helter and shelter. And he's trying to cross it through some river. He pulled some rope and tried to climb. And finally, if you see what he climbed, he used the snake. Actually, the rope was nothing but a snake he climbed to come to the house of the prostitute. And the prostitute felt very bad. You are even at this, so much time. Your father is passed. You don't have anything on that, but you know, you want to have this attraction. Because of this attraction, you are after me. Why don't you show the same attraction to the Supreme Lord? Actually, she opened up the eyes for him, Bilva Mangal Thakur. So that he heard that from the prostitute. Actually, he was his Siksha Guru. Like he heard this from prostitute. Then he changed his entire life. Changed. He became a devotee. And then what Vinay Prabhu was saying, even then he was a devotee. He wanted to, you know, um, he was going for to the dham. So, but still his past karmas, past vasanas were there with him. So when he was passing there, he saw one lady. He was going for a dham yatra. They don't carry anything. They have to beg something to eat. So he begged to a woman. And then he got attracted to the women finally because of his past vasana. And then, finally he felt that no, I should not do that. And then she took a pin from that same lady. She asked, give me a pin, and he poked his eyes. He became a blind man. Because of this eyes only, my senses is getting attracted to the object. So he poked his eyes. So that's how he goes. His story goes. He goes on, and then Gopal comes in. He helps him, Bilva Mangal Thakur. Why I'm
It
telling
put
that recently we have this Purushottam month, right?
yeah.
Chora Ashtakam.
Saurashtra.
That's written by him.
Yes.
Pastime about how Krishna stole the butter. That's the pastime he rang, and we sing that song the entire month of Purushottam. All right. So thanks for sharing and bringing up that pastime. Let's go to the next one. Who's reading the next one?
Prabhu, can I?
Yogesh, bro. Yes, bro. Where are we
Svetan
with time? Sorry, with your 904. We'll finish off this word. Yeah.
जनपदांस्तत्र पुरग्रामव्रजाक्रान् खेटखर्वट्वाटिश्च वनान्य उपवनानि च. Translation: After my departure, I passed through many flourishing metropolises, towns, villages, animals, farms, mines, agricultural lands, valleys, flower gardens, nursery gardens, and natural forests. Purport, man's activities in agriculture, mining, farming, industries, gardening, etc. were all on the same scale as they are now, even previous to the present creation, and the same activities will remain as they are even in the next creation. After many hundreds of millions of years, one creation is started by the law of nature, and the history of the universe repeats itself, particularly in the same way. The mundane wranglers waste time with the archaeological excavations without searching into the vital necessities of life. After getting an impetus in spiritual life, Shri Narad Muni, even though a mere child, did not waste time for a single moment with economic development. Although he passed towns and villages, mines and industries, he continually went on to progressive spiritual emancipation. Srimad Bhagavatam is the repetition of history which happened some hundreds of millions of years ago, as it is said herein. Only the most important factors of history are picked up to be recorded in this transcendental literature. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Hare Krishna. So it says how we passed on through different, metros, towns, village. So the key point here is, so even though he's passing on through so many places, still he is stuck with his devotion, with the bhakti. Bhakti never loosens. So sometimes we move again, different places, different things, different Maya gets attracted. No attraction to the Maya, only to the bhakti. We'll do one more verse. Maybe Swapnil will hand this up. You can read. There's no purport for this. We'll finish up the verse 12. Vinay Prabhu. Yeah. So, yeah, show him the Sanskrit also.
Yeah.
Uh, okay, so
Oh no, you're saying?
no. It's you, bro. It's you.
Oh, sure. Okay. Thank you. चित्र धातु विचित्र दिन इभा भग्न भुज द्रुमन जलसया चिव जलन नलिनीत सुर सेवित चित्र स्वानೈ पत्र रथैर विभ्रमद भ्रमर श्रियः. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. I passed through hills and mountains full of reservoirs of various minerals like gold, silver, and copper, and through tracts of land with reservoirs of water filled with beautiful lotus flowers, fit for the denizens of heaven, decorated with bewildered bees and singing birds. Hare Krishna.
Krishna. Yeah. So he's just explaining how he passed through different areas. Like earlier we saw about the towns, villages and all. Now he passes through various mountains, reservoirs, gardens, all these places. So he continues in the next verse also similar to that. Probably we can see it next week. Hare Krishna, I'll stop here unless someone has any reflections or any thoughts. We can stop the sharing.
Prabhuji, can I share one verse actually? It's not really from any scripture, but I had learned it in school by Oscar Wilde. He said that every saint has a past and every sinner has a future. So I really felt like all the stories which Narad talked about, or Bilwan Mangal Thakur's story which you narrated. So it makes
Yep.
sense.
Thanks for sharing, Prabhu. All good. Hare Krishna Path, how are you?